Hello everybody and welcome to On The Air. I'm Christian Malone and we're joined today by Solomon Hill.
My name is Solomon Hill. I'm from Columbus, Mississippi, and I'm a junior pursuing a degree in mechanical engineering.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So tell us where you're from.
Columbus, Mississippi.
Columbus, Mississippi. So what significance does Mississippi have on your life?
Been there for most of my life, so it's pretty much all I know. I done been to Alabama a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 years, but for the most part, Mississippi.
So what makes it so special? I know that's your home, so what about it just makes you want to keep going back?
All I know, basically. So it's comfortable. Basically, everybody know everybody, so it ain't much change, but it's just a cool place to be around.
Okay, so the weather in the South is like the most fickle thing ever. It's like the craziest thing. One day it's hot, one day it's cold, the next day it's raining for 2 weeks straight, the next day it's snowing. So if you were to describe the southern weather to somebody who's not from around here, how would you describe it?
I would say it's basically what you said, bipolar. You don't really know what to expect. Like yesterday, I could wear shorts and be just fine. And today, I'm wearing pants, so it's like, it just varies very much.
So I think, especially in the black community, a lot of times our mental health kind of wavers as well, kind of like the weather. And so when we notice those signs when it comes to mental health, you can kind of see the ups and downs. If you deal with anxiety or depression, you can kind of see those signs along the way. So have you ever dealt with anxiety or depression, or do you currently deal with anxiety or depression?
Not depression, but I've had anxiety before.
So how do you determine the signs of your anxiety? How do you know that you're like about to be really anxious?
Just seeing like my atmosphere, basically, if I'm overthinking things, if I just don't feel comfortable. Just looking out for just small stuff.
Yeah. I know I can see myself a lot of times because I get really anxious a lot of times when I'm like have a lot to do. Like right now I have a lot to do, and so I know that I'm anxious in my mind, and so I try and retract that. And sometimes even with depression I can kind of see like the signs of whenever I'm close to getting like a spell. So like it's times when I know that if I lay in this bed, I'm not gonna get out the bed for like 6-7 hours. And so there's certain like different coping mechanisms that I use. So what are some of the coping mechanisms that you use?
Basically, to calm down, I'll just go somewhere I could be by myself for a little while and just make sure my atmosphere is calm. Like, for me, it's like not too much light, but at the same time, I'm not just sitting in the dark. So I do a mid-light, make sure I get something cool to eat, something cool to watch, and I just chill out and listen to music for the most part.
It all psychologically, it messes your brain up because you live in this life, you know what I'm saying, but you still have to face realities of this. I got to get back off that tour bus and go to these funerals, and go talk to my moms and talk to their aunties, the kids that lost their lives.
All right, so we're currently in the year 2021. And so I know last year, 2020, we saw a lot of racial unrest. And so we were seeing like the killings of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. So for you, how does seeing black people killed by police, how does that affect you mentally?
Mentally, it kind of puts you on edge when you're, just out and about, because you think about it, they were normal people at one point.
Right.
Just like us, and then because of something tragic like that happened to them, now they're known. So just like I'm just a regular person, next thing you know, I'm on the news because whether I complied or not, unfortunately something like that happened to me.
And I think that's how I view it too a lot of times. It's not necessarily like you empathize or sympathize, whichever word I'm looking for, to the person who died. But at the same time, it's something, I think in me, it hurts a lot worse just thinking they were just regular. Mm-hmm. So it could be me any day. You just don't ever know. And so I know for me, I have to disconnect from that a lot of times, especially on social media. Like it was just everywhere, like everyone on social media. And so I kind of have to disconnect for a while. So my question now is, why do you think that black people, especially black men, avoid the topic of mental health? Because we see things all the time that cause us to, that would lead to us having mental health problems, like the killing of black people or just regular living can cause mental health problems. So why do you think that black men avoid that?
In our community, it's seen as a weakness, because especially for like me growing up, you're told, you just got to be on your A game at all times. So if you're talking about you got a mental illness, even if you were to come out with it, some people will tell you, like, I know it's common in our division, like, nothing's wrong with you, you're just having a moment. So if it's seen as a weakness, of course, no man want to come out saying, you know, I'm down right now. And most of the time it's pushed to the side.
When you have issues and you have no one to talk to and the walls are closing in and the voices are getting too loud, what I notice is people will start to self-medicate because you want to feel good, right? So then they turn to alcohol, they turn to drugs, and we're seeing this with the youth. These kids come to school from trauma, from traumatic situations at home, and we expect them to learn and sit down and focus. I'm speaking up now because we are facing a national crisis. I want people to know that it is okay to seek help for mental health. There is nothing wrong with it.
All right, so you are wearing the I Can See the Rain colorway for the Fall Southern Legacy collection. So the phrase I can see the rain is a Southern saying of a lot of times when, like, if you're like standing on your porch, a lot of times you can see where there's like a line of rain that's coming directly to you. You can say, I can see the rain. And so I think it's just a Southern thing, because Northerners will be like, what do you mean you can see the rain? So for me, I kind of see it as I see what's coming. So for you, what good or what do you see is coming to you in your future?
Good, I could say, you know, change, because, you know, of course, I'm not where I want to be, but I know I got places to go, so my future is going to be bright. So I can say that's what I see. On top of change, like society, like hopefully racism won't be, you know, I'm not saying this as big as it was back then, but we're slowly on the uphill, regardless of what it seems like. So hopefully we'll see another stage of an upgrade.
For anybody out there, if you feel as if you don't have anybody to talk to about what you're going through, anything that you're going through, you feel like you just can't get it out, the National Suicide Hotline is 800-273-8255. That's 800-273-8255. Get the help that you need today.